Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the confusing language of corporate filings. And today we're diving into Calidi Biotherapeutics Inc. And let me tell you, this filing has some interesting stuff, especially if you're curious about how companies share updates with the public and what it means. Calidi Biotherapeutics Inc. has put out a pretty standard but important update, a Form 8K. Think of this as a company's way of telling the world about big news that isn't part of their regular financial reports. And in this case, the big news is about an updated presentation they've made available. It's like they're giving us a peek behind the curtain into their strategy or current situation. Before we dive too deep, if you like getting these clear, simple breakdowns of complex financial news and want to stay ahead of what's happening in the business world, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, we have a fantastic community over on Discord where we discuss these filings and more, so the link to join is in the description below. Go check it out. Alright, so we're looking at Calidi Biotherapeutics Inc. and the date of this report is August 29, 2025. Now, the main point of this filing is to tell us that on this date, the company made an updated presentation available on their website. It's like they've prepared a new slideshow to explain where they're at or where they're going. This is the part that really tells the story of why they're filing this. It's all about something called Regulation FD disclosure. Now, what is Regulation FD? It basically means that when a company shares important non-public information with anyone, they have to share it with everyone at the same time. They can't give a special scoop to one person or group. This filing here, specifically under item 7.A1, is shared broadly. So in simple terms, they've said, hey, we've got a new presentation out there and here it is for everyone to see. They're being upfront about it and this filing is the official way they're doing that. It's crucial to understand what this means. Companies use these presentations not just for investors, but often to explain their progress to partners, scientists, or even the public. So this updated presentation could contain new scientific data, business updates, or financial projections. It's essentially a communication tool, and this 8K filing is just the formal announcement that this tool is now available. This part of the filing tells us a bit about their stock, which is what you can buy and sell on the stock market. Their common stock trades under the symbol CLDI. And where can you trade it? On the NYSE American LLC. This is important because it tells us that Calidi Biotherapeutics is publicly traded and subject to the rules and regulations of the US stock market. Hence these filings. Now, here's a little detail that tells us something about the company's size and how long it's been around. They've checked a box marking themselves as an emerging growth company. This means they're a relatively newer company, and as such, they get to follow some slightly different rules when it comes to reporting their financial information. It often translates to less stringent reporting requirements for a period of time, giving them a bit more flexibility as they grow. But then they also have the option to not use these extended transition periods for new accounting standards. The fact that they have an unchecked box here indicates they have chosen not to delay adopting new accounting rules. This can be seen as a positive sign, suggesting that they are confident in their ability to meet current accounting standards without delay, perhaps signaling a maturity or a desire to be transparent and up to date with their financial reporting practices, even as a younger company. This section is where they list all the official documents or exhibits that come along with this report. Think of it as the table of contents for the supporting materials. And right here it is Exhibit 99.1, which is the presentation they mentioned earlier. This is likely the core piece of new information they're sharing with the world. They're technically furnishing it, which is a specific term in regulatory filings. It means they're providing it, but it doesn't carry the same weight or liability as if they were filing it in the same way as, say, their quarterly financial reports. It's a subtle but important distinction in the world of SEC filings. Then you see Exhibit 104. This is a bit more technical. It refers to an interactive data file, usually formatted in something called XBRL. This is essentially a way to make financial data machine readable, allowing software to easily pull and analyze numbers. Companies are increasingly using this to make their financial information more accessible to investors and analysts who rely on data. Finally, we get to the signatures. This is the official sign-off confirming that responsible people within the company have reviewed and approved the contents of this report. Here we see the signature of Andrew Jackson, who is identified as the Chief Financial Officer. This tells us that the CFO, a key financial leader in the company, has personally signed off on this report, confirming its accuracy and compliance with reporting requirements. It's a standard but essential part of ensuring accountability. So what's the story here? Calidi Biotherapeutics is, as of August 2025, releasing an updated presentation. This filing itself doesn't contain rich financial numbers or deep dives into sales, profits or losses. Instead, its primary purpose is to formally announce that this presentation exists and is available. The real meat, the potentially groundbreaking information, is expected to be found within that Exhibit 99.1 presentation they've attached. As an emerging growth company, Calidi is navigating its early stages, and this kind of update signals their ongoing communication strategy. They are being transparent about making new information public. Without seeing the actual presentation, it's hard to judge the specifics, but the act of releasing it and filing this report indicates an effort to keep stakeholders informed. Now, for a bit of my take, Calidi Biotherapeutics is in the highly competitive and often volatile biotech sector. These kinds of updates, especially those related to presentations, can often stem from scientific breakthroughs, progress in clinical trials, or strategic partnerships. The fact that they are an emerging growth company means they are likely in a growth phase, investing heavily in research and development. This can mean lower profits or even losses in the short term as they focus on future potential. The key takeaway here, even without the presentation's data, is a company actively communicating its progress. For investors, this is generally a good sign showing a commitment to transparency. However, it's crucial to remember that a presentation is a curated view. You always need to dig deeper into the actual scientific data, clinical trial results, regulatory approvals, and competitive landscape to get a full picture. The risks for a company like Calidi often involve the inherent uncertainties of drug development. Trials can fail, regulatory hurdles are significant, and competition is fierce. Opportunities lie in successful product development and market adoption. In conclusion, this Form 8K filing from Calidi Biotherapeutics is primarily a notification about an updated presentation. While it doesn't present direct financial figures, it's a signal of ongoing corporate activity and communication. The real insights into the company's health and direction lie within the presentation itself, which investors should definitely seek out if they are following Calidi Biotherapeutics. Always remember to look beyond the announcement and get to the substance of what's being presented. Alright, that's our breakdown of this Calidi Biotherapeutics filing. What's your take on these updates and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable to you, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribe for more insightful corporate document decoderings. And don't forget to swing by our Discord community. The link is in the description for more discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.